welcome to another episode of Design on Purpose. I'm here again with with EZJ, Ethan Johnson. This is actually now the second time that we've recorded this podcast. As we'll have it, we lost a bit of the audio, but we're back here again to have another conversation. And I think it might even be even better than the last one.
I would hope so.
Yeah, I would hope so. We've had some time to kind of like scheme on it a little bit. So why don't you give us a little bit of an introduction about yourself and what you're doing here in Bali?
Okay. What am I doing here in Bali? Like any of us, we're just living our best life. I mean, there seems to be something that attracts a certain person that lives here. It stays long term. So, aside from, working online and figuring out the entrepreneur side of things, I'm just enjoying life right now.
Yeah.
Escaped the matrix back home, I would say. And
Where's back home?
New Mexico.
New Mexico, yeah.
U.S.
Very different environment to Bali, I would imagine.
So different. Every time I introduce myself as from New Mexico, either they never heard of it, like, oh,
Which Mexico?
Yeah, you're from Mexico, or oh, Breaking Bad.
So, hola.
Yeah. But no, I'm mainly out here pursuing a lot of videography. That was my passion that brought me out here. And then more recently, scaling the affiliate marketing business. But
okay,
yeah,
very cool, very cool. Well, I've met you down at the gym there. We've been out there in the back, swinging kettlebells and doing prison workouts. And you're a late night trainer like I am, usually out there in the evening.
Yeah.
Why do you train so late? You're not a vampire, are you?
I love being a night owl. I've always been a night owl. Something about the dead of night, the quiet. I mean, going to the gym is a lot quieter and less busy during that time. So
less hot too.
It's less hot, but I get recharged at night, and so then I go back with a charged battery and do some more work at home, and it's just cooler and quieter to focus. So why do you train at night?
I train at night because I find if I train in the morning, I get too tired to work.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just bring that a little close. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah. I like to train at night because if I train in the morning, I'm too tired to do any work in the day. I need a nap or something, and then I find like, I don't know, it's one of these things where I'm kind of learning about how I work best, and I find that in the morning my brain is best for writing and things like that. And then if I use that time for training rather than actually writing or making content, then I kind of miss the opportunity because by the time the afternoon comes by, I'm too tired to kind of use that part of my brain. So I try and like get up in the morning, and the first thing I do is get some content out or some writing.
Are you most productive in the morning?
Not necessarily, but different type of productive.
Yeah.
Like I find it really hard to write at night.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some people write at night. Like I know Tim Ferriss, he's like a 2 a.m. writer kind of person, but I'm just not like that.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I'm learning these things. So.
Yeah. I like to be more creative at night. In the daytime, do analytical work, like when I need to be focused. And it's kind of like, I can't read or write when I'm listening to rap music, but I can certainly edit when I'm listening to lyrics. But when it's just the brain doesn't work that way.
That's it. I have a whole heap of different playlists for different stuff like that. Yes.
You seem like you have a playlist or a template on Notion for everything.
No, well, I still do. I run co-design stuff. So, music is part of facilitation.
True.
Because it's part of creating environment. So, and your environment becomes a feedback loop. So basically, there's different types of music you would play throughout like a co-design session to get participants to do certain things, to be more introspective, to play, to work quicker, to apply a bit of pressure. You start to use this music to facilitate. So it just becomes a part of my, and then there's brain waves and things like that, which I'm sure you're aware of.
Have you heard of Brain FM?
No, but that sounds cool.
It's sick. It's a platform I've used it for the last couple of years. It's brain frequencies, and I put it on when I need to focus, study, or meditate. There's different ones for focusing, relaxing, sleeping, meditating, reading.
Yeah.
I usually just use the focus one, and I put it on high effect. So it's
is it high effect on you?
It really puts me in a zone, unlike anything I found on Spotify. So shout out Brain FM, but it's just like this brainwaves, frequencies that really have been scientifically proven. I don't know.
Yeah, beta waves.
Yeah, beta waves. Yeah, and it's sick. I can tap in. I can easily read or write, as opposed to like if I put on my like songs on Spotify, there's
No,
no
no
chance.
chance, no chance.
Yeah, it's weird
No,
how that works.
absolutely. Um, so Ethan, you touched on a little bit there. You were talking about affiliate. You do affiliate marketing. I know you're also a very talented filmmaker and content creator. Yeah, like you definitely go and check out Ethan's Instagram, EZJ,
Yeah, EZJ Creative.
EZJ Creative, because you'll see that Ethan's got a real eye for, you know, framing and really great at taking some really beautiful imagery, huh? Like you've
Thank
got
you.
so much, like I watched some of your videos and it's flicking through all sorts of amazing
Thank you.
things. So you've built up a really nice library of stuff there. But also you're talking about your affiliate stuff.
Mhm.
So let's kind of like try and spin that together in a second. But before we get into that,
Sure.
because you're quite young, you're like, how old are you?
23.
23. Can you tell us a little bit about your story of how you've ended up in Bali?
Yeah.
Because you know, a lot of people your age will probably be at university right now,
Right.
studying, right?
Yeah.
So tell us a bit about that.
Well, I was in university, but I was looking for something different, something beyond the traditional route. And so quickly after realizing what was possible by following certain people, young entrepreneurs that were crushing it, I realized there was something more out there. And so I dropped out, in spite of what a lot of others told me that I should and shouldn't do. I followed that intuition to seek something greater, and that led to finding ways to make money online. And that's where affiliate marketing came into the journey. But when I dropped out, I realized that the one passion, the one thing I was good at the time, me being a camera geek, was just taking my best friend, my camera, with me on travels and realizing that in theory, I should be able to go anywhere in the world and provide that service, um, to make a living, at least to get by. And so
Yeah.
nothing else mattered to me more than at the moment. I told you a little bit about specializing in like retreat videography, because then I could just travel, film retreats, airfare, room and board that was covered. So for a while, I was just traveling and making videos for clients, which for the time being really allowed me to see um, more than just my hometown, and gave me the perspective of like meeting incredible entrepreneurs that were doing big things. Leaving my hometown, realizing like the world is so big and scary, but you meet really kind, similar people, and it doesn't feel all that. Well,
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty amazing the people that you meet around here. You know, it's like everyone's so like-minded as well. On a mission, you know, to make something happening in line with their purpose and things that they enjoy doing or have a natural you know, a tendency to be good at. And you know, I'm much the same. I'm kind of like on this journey as well, and it's like Bali just seems to be the place for it.
right? Everybody here is
Yeah.
pursuing something.
Yeah, exactly. And everyone's quite health conscious as well, which I really like. I like being in that environment around people who are
Yeah.
training, doing prison workouts. In the
Prison
night.
workout. Is that what you do with your kettlebells? Gotta join you one of these days.
Yeah, come and do some kettlebells.
Yeah.
Um, but you know, it's been really because like I don't know if I mentioned this to you before, but I on our previous podcast, but I actually came out to Bali like it wasn't by like it wasn't something that I planned to do. I came out here because I had a project starting and I was in Thailand and I thought, oh, okay, I'll just pop over to Bali because it's halfway to Australia. And when the project starts, I'll head over to Oz. And that the project's just been kept like getting pushed back. And so I've stayed in Bali, but I'm like, no, I can't, this is it for me now. Like for at least for a little while,
Yeah.
it's good to be here.
The people or the lifestyle?
The people, I love the climate. I love tropical climates, you know. I really enjoy the humidity.
As we're both glistening in sweat.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. How's my lip? It's my sweaty. No, but I just find it's really it suits me. And I find as well, like just the fact that we live in this holiday kind of environment, It doesn't, you can kind of slip into like you're working, but you're in this like nice kind of tropical holiday kind of place. So you don't it's not, it's fun,
Right. Fun.
it's so fun.
You can slip into two very different roads. There's the holiday vacation mode, and there's so many distractions out here of the people coming and going and doing all of these exciting activities.
Yeah.
And then there's like the locked in grind mode for longer term people that you can see like really good routine, really good food. You can go into monk mode. Are you familiar with this term? Yeah. Like it's easy to do.
Who came up with that?
Iman Ghazi.
Iman Ghazi. Okay, yeah.
Well, he popularized it.
Okay.
I'm sure it was a thing prior to.
Yeah, I'm definitely monk mode right now.
Say, good.
I've got my little box that I go, that I live in, and it's, it's very simple, and it's crazy what you can do here too, because I'm not like maintaining a house or cleaning a house or doing laundry or any of these kind of things. Even my meal, like a lot of my meals are prepped at the gym, so it's kind of like wild how much of the day-to-day decision fatigue or like time that takes out of your day to actually stay really focused.
Sure.
Yeah. So back onto the affiliate marketing stuff, right? So like what is this affiliate marketing thing, and how did you get involved in that?
I mean, affiliate marketing is simple. Like when you make a referral to someone, when you refer anything to somebody, shouldn't you make a commission off of that? Like,
Well, yeah.
let's say,
I'm waiting for you to use my Skool link.
yeah, exactly. And I will. So you already have an idea of affiliate marketing at its core is just connecting a buyer with a product or service. The beauty of doing it when you're at a young age and you don't have a business per se is that, well, you don't need to create your own product or service. Just sell someone else's. And someone else's brand, someone else's company already has buyers, already has a community of people looking for that solution to their problem. So to step into something like that and just promote a product that you stand behind, a product that you actually, in theory, when you're an ethical affiliate, go ahead.
No.
Just to promote something that you actually stand behind and that you understand. Because there's a fine line between being a spammy black hat as opposed to white hat affiliate marketer, which is...
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, the question I was going to ask you was like, what kind of products are you doing affiliate marketing for? Camera stuff?
Of course, when people ask what kind of equipment I use, of course, knowing what I do about affiliate marketing, it's hard to just shoot them any old link. I might as well send them an affiliate link. But products suck. Amazon Associates program is
I tried this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I tried it, and I got cancelled because like they only give you a certain amount. They give you a amount of time to like get stuff through, but like that's not really my thing. Maybe if I had already had a following and I had some stuff, then maybe, but it's just like it was the wrong time to start it. But I just wanted to learn about it. Actually, that's why I started it.
Well, it's the right mindset. Like if you're going to refer someone to anything, you might as well send them an affiliate link. So I'll use your Skool link. But yeah, if people ask me for the camera equipment I use, of course, I'll send them an affiliate link. But what's way more lucrative is to actually promote software, so it's intangible and there's infinite copies of it.
Yeah.
And also, everybody's paying monthly recurring subscriptions to software. MRR. That's my three favorite letters besides EZJ. But like with a monthly recurring structure for an affiliate program, if you refer to someone, if you get someone into that ecosystem, in theory, the good programs like ClickFunnels pay you month after month for lifetime as long as they're a customer. So think how long you've been paying for Spotify or Netflix. Like when a customer gets indoctrinated into a software that they use, or in the case of ClickFunnels, an entrepreneur, business owner building websites.
Like I actually have so many software tools that I use that I actually get my clients using.
Yeah.
And then they have like 20 people that are using this software.
Wow.
And I've done this for like years.
Like which?
Like what software?
Yeah.
Miro.
Okay.
It's a whiteboarding tool.
Amazing. I'm sure they have an affiliate program.
Yeah, I should reach out to them. In fact, they should sponsor. Well, I would love. Actually, they're on one of my top, companies to sponsor this podcast.
Oh, cool.
Asana.
Yeah, they have an affiliate program. I'm sure.
Really?
Positive.
Okay, because that's like I'll use that tool with every client pretty much.
Yeah.
I have a whole team in Botswana that's in Africa that's using Asana right now.
Hilarious.
And yeah.
implement affiliate marketing into this. Like, it's simple if you get someone to sign up.
Okay. I got to look at that. So, who told you about this affiliate marketing thing? Did you see something online or
Would you be surprised to hear that I didn't learn it in college?
not at all?
Yeah, so like, I don't know what I was learning at university at the time, studying business. I was kind of realizing slowly, especially as I started to follow these other people online. What I was learning in the classroom was very outdated knowledge. And I'm sure you've heard this pitch 1,000 times, being surrounded by the people that we are amongst in Bali, of like misfits, dropouts, entrepreneurs, like the old way of thinking these days. When you want to be a creative, when you want to be an entrepreneur, isn't always going to be the same route of getting a degree. And so I quickly found a mentor and bought a course. I mean, it's as simple as that. I learned as much from a course on affiliate marketing as I did in a semester's worth of college. So I basically just invested my time into learning from someone who'd already achieved what I wanted to.
Yeah, that's really smart. I was telling a friend earlier today about something that someone I follow quite a bit of their work, Paul Check, but he says something about people that go to university, you know, constantly going to university. It says they know less and less about more and more until they know absolutely nothing about everything.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
facts.
And I think it's really profound because it's so true. Like, did you study business? Was it a business? What do you call it? What was your degree?
A master's associates in fuck, I don't even remember.
Like some business
Management.
Yes, yeah. So like you hear about all these people with like MBAs and stuff like that, and it's like it's kind of scary because you go into university, you know, you might come from like a really good family or schooling background, whatever, and you get put through the best university. You learn, you know, from lecturers and things, or probably a lot of them don't really have real world context, or it's probably really out of date.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you're not really like, whereas other people, if they've spent that 5 years or 6 years actually building stuff, they're probably going to have a wealth of knowledge more than what you've got by the time you came out of a university degree.
I totally agree. People go to university. You find a lot of people with MBAs working at a minimum wage.
Well, like consulting firms and things like that. I've worked with some of these people on events and things, and like, it's kind of scary actually.
Yeah. As opposed to someone who just learned by doing in the trenches. I mean,
Yeah, like it's not like practical applied knowledge. It's just kind of like they're really good with PowerPoint.
yeah.
Sometimes that's useful.
But that's the problem. University teaches you to be sort of a cog in a machine for a lot of reasons. The university is corrupt. Why is it so expensive? It's because they want to create cookie cutter employees, and
Yeah,
we need that, but that's not.
or maybe they used to need that.
They used to need that.
But I think now, like I've you know, like when with AI and stuff, you know, it's like if you're, and I've mentioned this, I always talk about this, but just around like, you know, if you're not becoming a generalist and all-rounder that's able to use these tools and become a systems leader, you know, to lead a system, whatever that is, build a system, then essentially you're just a tooling in that system. So you're disposable.
100%.
So, you know, learning to people who don't know how to think really, like that's what I really valued about going to design school. Like I think that's something that like is a degree or something that is very, very useful.
Yeah.
Like not just about the design or the graphics and things like that, but it's more around like studying design actually teaches you to think. And I think that's a skill that's like, you know, it's few and far between because people just kind of like are so used. Maybe that's kind of changing now. People are starting to question things a little bit more, or maybe we just live in a really narrow corridor where people are kind of, you know, have expanded thinking and are kind of using their brains a bit more. But you know, it's a very, very valuable skills, and there's probably some parts of these education systems that are good for that. But I think things are going to rapidly change over the next 5 years.
And they have changed so much. I mean, how many people in their 20s are realizing that that's not the only route if they want to
Mm.
pursue something that's not a traditional degree.
What about the people that you grew up with?
Yeah.
Are they pursuing similar paths to you,
I
or?
don't know anybody from back home who was like-minded, so it's kind of one of the reasons that I felt very isolated, and I used it as motivation for sure, but that's also why I felt so at home when I came to a place like Bali that feels like a melting pot of misfits, of entrepreneurs and people who like I said, escaped um their old way of being. And so that's what made Bali feel like home. But to your point about like university, people will spend 4 years at a university studying a degree, which in most cases, they don't even really know if they want to pursue that as their
Yeah,
career.
yeah.
And they come out of it broke.
I had this conversation with my mum the other day, actually. Um, like basically, I studied design a bit later in life, like 26, 27, 28. And my basically there was a bit of a situation in my family where, I don't know, I got into craft beer at around the same time as I was I don't know, in a past life I was a brewer. I had a beer company. I had like, yeah, I actually won the gold medal for lager in Australia in
Way.
2019, like out of all like in Australia. Yeah, they only award like I think there was only a few medals that went out, but it's like a blind tasting for the lager category.
Damn.
Yeah, so I was really into beer. But while I was at uni, I was brewing beer, and I got into this like big fight with my parents because they're like, "Well, you're brewing beer and you're not going to uni. You know what? We're not paying for uni if you're doing that and you're not, you know, doing your design." And I'm like, I said to them, like, I'm not going to go and get a job in an agency, right? It's just not what I'm going to do. So they, pulled the pin on my final year at uni of like paying for my uni fees because I was into craft beer. But I'm like, it's so profound. It's like this old way of thinking. It's like, I'm not going to, and they're also like, you're later on in life, we shouldn't be kind of, supporting you through later on in life in university. But to me, it makes more sense to wait a bit, to actually find your feet, to understand what you're actually doing with your life, to find out what your strengths are, because there's no way that I would have have known myself the way that I would have known myself later in life to be able to choose something that actually made sense.
Totally.
And I knew what to do with that degree,
Yeah, there's pressure to figure it out.
Isn't there?
Such a young age.
Yeah. So what did the affiliate stuff, like when you started getting into that, like what was the learning curve? Well, and what have you taken out from that? Because you're doing that right now, yeah?
Yeah. The learning curve for that was, I mean, automating and delegating, just like you know.
Yeah.
So I would love your template on Notion. But
I'll give it to you.
yeah, the learning curve is basically just realizing that there are so many traffic sources that you can, people reside in these different corners of the internet, being Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, Google. Are you doing paid ads or content? So it's a little bit of information overwhelm, opportunity overwhelm when you realize where to siphon all of the traffic to make commissions off of.
So where do you send people to? Is it your Instagram mostly, or?
Well, is the question, where do I generate traffic?
Yeah, like where do you send people? Let's say you got an affiliate link. I guess maybe it depends on the product.
Yeah.
Basically, you're just putting all these little seeds out there, or these little lures for people to click through and use your
Totally.
page direct to the whatever product it is. Or is it like type in EZJ and you get?
It's more like usually people have no idea that they're using an affiliate link, but I guarantee you all of us have purchased something
On an affiliate link. Like you write a blog about camera reviews and then you seed all the links to the cameras.
Of course.
That's what people are doing.
Their websites. I mean,
I've definitely bought stuff from that.
I would hope so.
Like, I'm sure.
And I hope you are implementing affiliate marketing in your own business, because you're referring people. And it's free to sign up for any affiliate program. But the easiest way, the lowest hanging fruit is like, listen, people are already searching for the product or service that you can be an affiliate of. So why not get in front of that person who's searching it? Where are most people searching for things? Google. What if you pay?
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT is changing the game a little bit, but still, like if you run paid ads, and this is what I did in the beginning.
Well, YouTube is a search engine.
Exactly.
Maybe I should, put a few affiliate links in the bottom of this.
Yeah. Hint, hint. It's true.
Do you know how much you get for signing someone up on Skool?
Yes, 40% monthly recurring. Lucas,
$40 a month.
40% of the subscription, just like ClickFunnels, recurring, lifetime.
Exactly.
It's
so it's $100 a month and you get 40 bucks. So that's 40%.
Yep.
Right. But,
Yeah.
that's USD.
Adds up though.
Oh yeah.
Lucas knows the affiliate marketing program for Skool very well. In fact, he won one of the competitions where
I was talking to him in the sauna. He said he met Ovens and Hermosi.
And Hermosi, because of that, he ran paid traffic to an affiliate link. People are searching for the affiliate product.
So he was selling affiliates to Skool.
Yeah, he just sent paid traffic to the affiliate link because he knew people are searching for this platform. Why create your own product?
He was acting nonchalant in the sauna. I told him I was wanted to set up a Skool community, and he was being very humble. So I need to keep on Lucas, right?
Yeah.
Get the knowledge out of him.
Humble but hungry.
Yes. How old's he? Like 20?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Good friends to keep, people who hold you to a heart.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
So then, just thinking about that, how do you tie, because you've obviously got, it's not just the affiliate stuff. You've got, like we mentioned before, very talented with film, video. You love traveling around with your camera, travel, adventure. How do you see all of these components kind of coming in together?
I mean, I was always following the passion like I was told, which was camera work and stuff, but realizing that, capturing all of these fun moments and adventures, that's one side of the coin, and that's super fun to have these experiences, but leveraging one of the many online businesses is crucial if you want to keep traveling. And that was my biggest motivation, to make passive income through the Wi-Fi, make Wi-Fi bread. No better opportunity than today of the myriad of different options when it comes to making money online. And so affiliate marketing was the one that I committed to because I saw how lucrative it was.
Yeah. But because when I look at these things, like people with authentic brands, you've got all of these pieces to your, that kind of make up your brand, or, so you've got, for me, it's like design, systems thinking. I love cartooning. I love playing music, kettlebells, lots of have all these kind of things that I like. Martial arts. So this, in some way, with the podcast and everything, I'm kind of bringing everything together because it adds a bit more dynamic, or depth to my character. I'm sharing more about myself rather than this old way of thinking okay, I'm a photographer, so everything I need to kind of share online is about my photography. You know what I mean? So it's is the affiliate thing something that you're pushing more, you're going to keep pushing more into? And how do you link that back with the photography stuff? Because does that then become the affiliate product that you sell? Is it all mostly camera stuff, lenses or LUTs, or what is it that you use how do you do that?
Super great question. I think one of the things that stands apart is my understanding for content and videography and creativity. And so out of the herd of people who are trying to affiliate market, whether it's ClickFunnels or whether it's any affiliate marketing platform, it's leveraging my understanding for content is what stands me apart from so many other people. But it's the one program I've committed to, and I'll stay with the ClickFunnels because it's such a lucrative.
But ClickFunnels is an affiliate program, right?
ClickFunnels it has an affiliate program. It's a software that business owners use to create.
But dude, just thinking about this, not to burst the ClickFunnel bubble.
Try.
Okay. I am being led to believe that whole ClickFunnel thing is the old model of doing things. Sales funnels. And the new model is the flywheel.
Tell me about that.
Yeah. So instead of with a ClickFunnel, and you add in here around the funnel, but it used to be like you have a lead magnet, they go to the landing page, they get their email address, you have the email sequences, you funnel them through to the offer.
Yeah.
ClickFunnel, right?
Exactly.
Classic.
Still works. What's a flywheel?
However, now it's about the flywheel. So it's like you add value, you give stuff away, you give knowledge away, you build a personal, well, actually, even the personal brand thing is like, it's not even about that. It's just like add value, create a free community. It's like moving towards community or some way of adding value in an environment or a community.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there is creating the offer. So you what you're doing is, instead of creating this linear funnel of this, and this, what you're actually doing now is creating a world where you're inviting people in to be a part of. And then within that world, there might be things that they can, buy, or, that will help them on their journey to get to where they need to be. So that's from my understanding. And you listen to some of these guys like Dan Coe, and you listen to the stuff that Hormozi's doing and the Skool stuff. And there's another guy that I was watching the other day. I can't remember his name, but they're kind of going towards this way, and that's what I'm seeing too. That's why I feel like the podcast is so important.
People get to understand you, but I feel like that's all still kind of top of the funnel stuff. You're nurturing your audience. You're cultivating a list and you're generating traffic. But at the end of the day, as much nurturing as you do, you're going to have to lead people to a landing page at some point.
Yeah, but the landing page is the ClickFunnel. Is what you're saying is the start of the ClickFunnel affiliate?
Well, let's be clear. I mean, ClickFunnels is just a software that helps you build sales funnels, but the flywheel, I think, could be a great strategy to generate more high quality, qualified traffic to then indoctrinate into your message and then push towards your offer. Because you got to eventually send the traffic to some offer that's going to convert them, right?
Yeah.
It's just a part of the funnel.
Yeah, okay. So like, let's say instead of sending someone though to a PDF, which is a funnel where you get their email address, you send them to your Skool community. And then they're in the community and they actually have to do stuff in there.
I like that. I mean,
rather than just getting an email PDF. Or like, let's say someone has to watch. Do you know this whole thing around like 7 hours? Like someone has to watch of your content before they feel like they know you?
No.
Have you heard this?
No.
I don't know what the psychology, who the psychologist or whoever it was that came up with this number, but like apparently your human brain doesn't distinguish between 7 hours of spending time with me in like, or with someone in real life, or through doom scrolling, whatever, 7 hours of doom scrolling. You can't tell the difference. Your brain can't tell the difference. So if you see 7 hours of their content online, you feel like you know them.
Wow.
And so you're more likely to buy something from that person.
I love that. So yeah, we should be putting out a ton of free value and free content before asking for anything. Yeah,
I think you can ask for stuff. I think a lot of content creators make this mistake. I spoke to one of them, Tristan Social. I had him on the podcast. He's got 1 million followers on Instagram, but hasn't monetized his channel.
Interesting.
He said that openly. I meet a lot of content creators that have all this following and they haven't monetized. He goes, yeah, I'm one of them.
Why is that, do you think?
Because he's not asking for stuff early on.
Yeah.
I studied with Tom Noski, and I don't know if you've heard of him.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
And he says, ask for stuff early on.
Really?
Yes, you got to have an offer straight away. He goes, otherwise you end up building an audience of people. You never ask them for anything, and then you start asking them for stuff, and then they all start, they're not your audience who you're going to sell something to. So what's the point of building that audience?
True.
So his whole thing was like, get a niche, choose who your avatar is. What problem are you solving for them? His advice is to choose someone who's you 5 years ago
100%.
and then build something for that person.
I love that advice. That's exactly what I'm trying to do with affiliate marketing.
Affiliate marketing.
Just teach the teenager that I was a few years ago looking to make money online so I could travel the world.
Yeah. Okay, so then let's talk to that person.
Mm-hmm.
Little EZJ Jr.
Lil EZJ could be a rapper.
What would you say to that person to get started in affiliate marketing?
I think
Affiliate marketing, sorry, that just sounds...
what?
Affiliate marketing. It's like on, I don't know if you're into Seinfeld. You're too young for that, probably.
Sci-fi?
Seinfeld,
yeah.
Salsa, pasta, salsa. Do you know that one?
No.
They just really like saying the word salsa, but that's what affiliate marketing is about.
Let's see how many times we can say the word affiliate marketing in this podcast.
Turn it into a drinking game, but yeah.
Yeah, every time. Anyways, I mean, the advice I got was simple. It was learn from somebody who had already achieved what you want to achieve. And so that comes down to investing in a mentor. Like we spoke about earlier with the university, you could pay a ton of tuition to come out, kind of having a general understanding of a large topic and come out broke. Or you could invest a couple of months into into affiliate marketing and come out with real world skills that print money. And so that's what I did. I invested in a mentor. I committed and logged in.
How much did you pay for that?
Enough money that I didn't even have at the time. A course, which was $500 that I had to ask my parents for help. And, I had to really pitch them on this because they were very skeptical about, like, what is this scam?
Affiliate marketing. It sounds like a scam.
Yeah, that's what I've heard many times.
But it sounds like a Ponzi scheme.
In some cases,
it kind of is in a way, isn't it?
I mean, certainly there's network marketing schemes that are not lucrative, but
like the old Avon parties.
Exactly. It has a bad rep, especially with like snake oil salesmen and stuff. So that filters out a lot of the riffraff, which is good for us because we can stick to programs that are lucrative.
Okay, so are you telling them to get a mentor in affiliate marketing?
Yeah, why would you waste time? I mean, there's no...
Can't you learn this shit on YouTube?
Exactly, that's what I mean. Like, you don't need to pay a mentor one-on-one versus...
Are you an affiliate marketing mentor?
I'm just trying to teach people that I'm a few steps ahead of. Like, there's people who have been in the game longer than myself, but for the person I was 5 years ago looking like for some direction, there's a couple systems I've figured out. There's a couple strategies that work and automations, and now we're learning to use AI in this world. Like, I'm just trying to teach the person that I was a couple years ago looking for some direction.
That's so interesting. And like, just to like, you kind of touched on your folks there too. And I know a little bit about you and I know a little bit about your story.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I mean, your parents are like, they run a yoga school, right?
Yeah.
So, and prior to that, they were, you told me this, they were engineers. So they've gone from like this whole other world,
Totally.
Engineering.
Yeah.
They had a career change later in life.
Mm-hmm. They became enlightened.
Yeah. What was there a moment that happened?
When they took over the yoga studio, I mean, it graduated.
Your mom was working there or something?
Yeah, like she was desperate for a job at a point where we moved back from Europe. We were living in Vienna for a minute.
Yeah.
And came home back to the U.S. unexpectedly, desperate for a job, signed up to be the daycare lady at the yoga studio. And then within a few short months, she went from the daycare lady to the owner of the yoga studio. She bought the place.
Oh, that's so interesting. But I mean, like, they'd be sitting there going like, what is Ethan up to now with this affiliate marketing?
They weren't super surprised. Like, when I broke the news to them that I graduated high school early, they were at first like super proud of the idea. Like, oh wow, you want to excel in these courses? You're doing your credits for next year early? Wow, great.
Is that a thing?
It's a thing. And I was learning from these smart friends of mine that were like doing next year's credits as a junior in high school, doing the senior year credits currently on top of all of the classes they were doing, like getting them online, doing them over the weekend at night to graduate early, to then go start college early, like all these smart kids. So I was like, learning all these things online about like...
Where's this? Where'd you go to
This was at a public school in New Mexico. And
wow,
I kind of had the same idea. I was like, say less, graduate early. Like, so I did. I talked to my counselor and I was like, hey, can I get these credits that I'm going to need for next year's courses? Health, economics, New Mexico history, these things. I would love to graduate early. Like, hook me up with the online platform for me to get the credits. He was like, sounds great, man. Here you go. Here's the login. I go home, create a little bid on freelancer.com, and I find someone in the Philippines to essentially
Doing your homework.
to do my schoolwork for me so I could keep learning affiliate marketing. And, I was like cheeky in the background thinking, this is hilarious. This works. I think at the end of it, it cost me like $200, $300.
No way, you outsourced your schoolwork.
And that's exactly the reaction I got from my parents. And my dad was like, honestly,
Was he pissed?
he was so proud. He's like,
Really?
this is so smart. I wish I thought about this. And so I was nervous they would be like mad, but no, I'm so
Wow.
proud. And that shows the support system I had, which was so,
Wow, that's amazing.
yeah. So they weren't surprised when I was trying to figure out some random thing called affiliate marketing that they heard me talk about. They
You
see the
outsourced your school work
to graduate
to graduate early so that you
from the
could.
business and start traveling.
Okay, wow. That's amazing. So like what kind of, can you give us some kind of like numbers? Like, are you happy to share numbers?
Course.
Like when you first started this affiliate marketing thing,
Yeah.
like
The point, I think a good highlight is the point in my journey where I no longer was questioned by the older generations or my immediate network. Family, super supportive. Brother, so stoked for me. Parents, really loving. But beyond that circle, it was like questionable whether it was just anybody I told in passing or older generations in the family, skeptical. Now, that I use as motivation, a little bit of a fire under my ass to like prove them wrong. I had a safety net of like still going to uni at the time where, if all else failed, I have a degree which apparently will secure me some sort of
you can you become a yogi engineer like a parent.
yeah. But it was about 3 months into committing to affiliate marketing where on the affiliate dashboard, I just had to refresh the screen and show anybody who asked $100K in commissions on my dashboard.
No way.
In 3 months, 100,000.
You're kidding.
No, not joking. And that was kind of the point where I no longer needed the safety net of having a degree, of needing an MBA.
You did that in 3 months?
3 months, 100,000
How old were you?
commission. 19?
Wow, that is incredible.
Sounds great, right? But then where did all that money go? Well, I reinvested it into videography equipment, into traveling, and into seeking a greater perspective by meeting people like you.
But you've done it once, you can do that.
100%.
It's just a formula.
It's proven to be lucrative. And now my problem was shiny object syndrome because I would see the abundance of opportunities that exist when it comes to making money online. I'm getting inspired by all these people that are traveling the world, creating content. And I'm like, I really want to be like them. Amazon FBA, wow. Investing, stocks and crypto, wow. Drop shipping, damn. Tried it all. They all work, but like
You got all of this
tried all that
working.
shit. I had a little bit of like success here and there, but like, what did my mentor tell me? Focus on one thing and then move to another.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm doing. But I go hyper focus. I've decided now that I'm just launching this school thing, not just the school community. Like I've been putting a lot of thought and work into it, and it's actually really cool what I've put together. But I've just decided, you know what? There's a day for a cohort. It's going to be 6 weeks. I'm just going to give these people as much value as I humanly can over those 6 weeks. I don't care if I'm up late, like making stuff for them or helping them with design or whatever it is. But those people that are with me for that 6 weeks, I'm going to just go to town on it.
Yeah.
So like I haven't designed the whole program, but I'm going to meet with all the people. I know kind of like the journey of how to get something launched,
Exactly.
So I'm going to, meet with the people who are coming on board and actually design it custom the whole thing for the group. But yeah, you just gotta dip your toe in.
You replicate the formula because it's proven to work. And that's like the feedback I got from the universe that I started to lose interest in school. And when I was still going to, this is when the traction was picking up. And like I would go home and like realize that shit, I'm probably not going to go to school tomorrow. Like it's free now, public school. My parents luckily aren't paying for me to go to private school anymore. They just chucked me into public school after we moved back from Europe. And so, I'm in school checking my laptop and like in the back of the classroom, the teacher's telling me to like, shut your computer, Ethan, pay attention. I'm like,
Sorry, lady, I've got like 100K on the line.
Yeah, sorry. Mom said I can drop out when I hit 50K. Like, I'm out. It's just, but the affirmation from the universe to see that it works. And so realizing I'm making videos like my young baby face in my room on a Tuesday, ditching school, posting on YouTube, like stoked about affiliate marketing. Like, what's up, guys? It's here. It's a Tuesday morning, and I decided not to go to school today because, look, like affiliate marketing has changed my life, and I'm just trying to share like what I was realizing at the time. I didn't realize necessarily how powerful it would be, but I saw there was another way. So I distanced myself from my friends at the moment, or who weren't really like-minded in that way. And I don't know about you, but I loved being that black sheep. I loved going against the herd and knowing that I was different and trying to prove.
Yeah, I mean, I like that too. I've been on a little bit of a different journey though. Like I've invested so much into my creativity and my passions that way, but I've never really, nailed like it's actually never really been easy for me to make lots of money like that, like I think that's something that I'm learning. Like I've worked on big projects, I've delivered huge projects, but I've always had teams involved. Obviously all the funds get split around and divvied out, and the project gets budgeted and whatever. But I think, I don't know, like I've never unlocked that level before. So it's so interesting to me that you've done that at such a young age.
I had the same realization when I was just realizing like there are so many people doing this. I got so inspired, but a little bit like fed up. Like, man, if they can do it, so can I. If they can do it, so can I. I see all these people, like they're no different than you and I, that are able to leverage these online businesses, whatever it is that we've spoken about. It's crypto. And I know so many people crushing it.
Dude, me too.
Crushing it with crypto or e-com or affiliate marketing or stocks or random stuff like drop shipping. It's so abundant. It's like, if they can do it, we can do it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think do you know Naval Rifkin?
Of course.
Yeah. So I've been like going through his book as well recently. The Almanack of Naval Rifkin.
Yeah.
And he's talking about leverage, and he's talking about building digital products.
Mm-hmm.
And a podcast is actually a digital product.
100%.
It gives you leverage. And actually, I've like I think I mentioned to you, I made a commitment to record 100 episodes this year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, or my 100th episode this year. This is episode 45 or 46. Yeah, somewhere there. So basically, sorry, I lost my train of thought there. But what was I saying? Naval Rifkin, Almanack, and the leverage digital products. Yes, okay, there we go. Sorry, I'm back. So it's compounding. Like what I'm noticing, I released this episode a few weeks ago with this. Oh no, it was 2 weeks ago with triathlon coach, and basically it got a lot of views. Obviously, he's got a following, a very niche following. So a lot of his students were watching the episode, and because they're his students, they watched like the whole episode. So an hour and something episode, like I'm getting a lot of watch time on that video. It's had like over 400 views, which is, I mean, normally the podcast gets like maybe, 80 views, 90 views, but that one got 400 in a few days, or, less than a week. So I'm noticing now that people are now going down and watching all of the other content that I've got.
Perfect.
So like videos that I made a year ago, or so it's now it looks like, for the first time I've ever looked at the metrics on the YouTube channel, it looks like it's compounding. So it's like this long game. Like a lot of people play with Instagram, and they're like, oh yeah, okay, so Instagram short form content, you're making stuff, but it's like fast food.
Yeah.
Like with this stuff, what I'm interested in, and I've told you my ethos around buying equipment and things like that. I would rather spend 5 years making really nice long form content for YouTube that's going to stay there and be high value, something that's going to teach somebody something, than spend 5 years making short form content for Instagram that is going to get digested and be lost down a thread that no one's ever going to look at again. Do you know what I mean?
Fair.
And going back to Naval, like that's leverage. That's like compounding leverage. Do you know?
100%.
Yeah.
These YouTube videos are like online real estate, and you make them and then they're forever.
Yeah. That's right. And so like when you do your affiliate stuff, because I'm still a little bit confused about like the products that you're actually selling. You're just selling software products or whatever. But it's like, where are you building a funnel?
Yeah.
So you're not building like what Naval's talking about there, like with the leverage where you've got your personal brand with your, well, not necessarily a personal brand, but like a channel. It could even be a faceless channel.
Yeah.
That sells product.
Mm-hmm. At the moment, it's YouTube that I'm primarily focusing on, but like ClickFunnels is just the ecosystem, and there's so many products that point back to the software. The person that's meant to be targeted for this offer is anybody who needs to build a funnel. And these days, most of the people around us here in Bali who are entrepreneurs have one or need one, like could definitely benefit from one. Whether
What's that?
A funnel, whether it's for lead gen.
Yeah, I wanna talk to you about this maybe offline around my community, because I'm building this landing page.
It's built a funnel.
Yeah, I'm building this course I'm calling Ship Shape. Cool. It's get your ship together, get in shape to ship. No more Bravo Sierra.
I love that.
And the community is called the Leadership.
That's so fun.
No more Bravo Sierra. Do you like that one?
Wait, what is that?
Bravo Sierra is phonetic alphabet they use on like radios. Bravo, it's like, but it's no more BS. So like Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, Echo.
Yeah, okay.
Foxtrot.
Yeah.
So no more Bravo Sierra is no more bullshit.
That's pretty funny.
Don't you think?
I didn't pick that up.
That's cool. But I just thought it was cool. But
hilarious.
So I'm gonna put that on my marketing.
That's funny.
No, like get your ship together.
Yeah.
Like no, don't leave your idea dead in the water. And then I'm gonna have like my cohorts as like, fleet 1, fleet 2, fleet 3, like as I go.
So where's your funnel being built?
Where?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna make a landing page.
With what?
I've just got a 1-page website for myself right now on Typedream.
Okay.
I've had like fancy websites before, but
no, the website is dead.
I like to use Typedream because it looks like Notion, and I use Notion all the time.
Oh, cool.
And in fact, I could just build it in Notion.
Yeah, you could. In fact, that's a great way to go.
I like it.
Have you heard about ClickFunnels? No, the websites are dead because people send traffic to a website and there's so many places for them to go that the traffic falls off. The beauty and the revelation of a sales funnel, which I know you know, is that it's a one-step process. You send traffic to a landing page. It's an offer. They either click, they input their email, like you convert traffic into a lead, and they take advantage. They take your offer, and then it's up to you to do what you want with them. Throw them in an email sequence, but before you're done with it, like offer them value and
They say that the email is the thing that you need to get. If you have an audience on Instagram, it's not your audience.
No, you don't own that.
It's renter audience.
Zuckerberg owns that traffic.
Yeah, Zuck
owns the traffic. Your leads, your list of emails.
They belong to Zuck.
Yeah, traffic on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. This is all traffic you borrow. This is a huge flooding river of traffic. Like you don't need to generate traffic. You just need to step into the river and put your little net out and
get some
of that traffic.
Yeah.
Right. But you don't own it. And so that's why you can't depend your business on traffic. But your leads, your email list is what is the lifeline, is the blood of a company. The reason that like so many software companies, any business, physical or digital, is purchased for a huge acquisition amount, millions of dollars, is because of their customer base. It's because of their email list. It's because they have.
I had a guy on the podcast that literally goes to liquidations and buys the email list. And now he has a database with millions and millions of emails. Wow. And now he creates these AI bots that go into the mailing list and match products on his affiliate link program with people on his mailing list.
Oh, wow.
He's taken it to the next level.
Huh.
Did you see this?
No.
I got to send this to you. This is my episode with Martin Mastermind. He's an affiliate guy. So he used to work with fashion labels in Paris, and he would go and buy the, he started building all these mailing lists around this. And and then he just worked out that he had all of these. He would find products that had nice margin, and then he would, because these databases that he would buy, they would just have so much information, like interests, like he would just get the bots to go through and just make other lists and match them to products.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. You can catch up with him.
Yeah, I would love to.
Yeah.
Bali?
Yeah, he's a legend.
Pretty legendary.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. So anyway, so just speaking of that then though, like the value of it is making money while you sleep.
Exactly.
And this comes back to the Naval Ravikant thing about leverage, because his whole thing, well, not his whole thing, but one of his things, part of this tweet storm that he did was around like, if it's not at my day rate, I don't do it.
And your day rate's like a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
You should hold yourself accountable to a lot.
Yeah, like he made his hourly rate like $5,000 or something.
Yeah, like 10 grand. I agree. I mean, you should figure out ways to make passive income, and if you don't, then you're going to spend your life working for someone who has. And that's kind of the motivating factor behind like creating systems that do work when you're sleeping and are not contingent on your manual labor hour by hour.
Exactly.
I think we have a false understanding about making money is derived from the time we spend as the clock ticks away, but it's not the case when you realize the people who've scaled are responsible for building something that works when they're not necessarily actively working on it.
Yeah. So leverage, and like the podcast is that too, because like let's just say I did this for 5 years. Every week there's an episode going out.
Huge compound.
EZJ becomes a affiliate superstar.
Hell yeah.
And then people come back and watch this episode. They look for EZJ. That episode's sitting there like, wow, that was him when he was 23 years old.
Crazy.
Take a look.
Crazy.
In Bali. That product, that becomes a product that's building, and maybe not now, but it's like, it's a very different approach, obviously, to the funnel thing. But then what about your YouTube channel? Is your YouTube channel about affiliate marketing?
Yeah.
It is.
I
haven't seen this.
Let's circle back then, and in a couple of weeks we'll see. Maybe I'll interview you this time, because like I said, start the podcast, which I have.
Is your podcast going to be about affiliate marketing?
Just like your podcast isn't only about design, it's about interviewing the cool people in your circle. That's what I want to do.
Well, it isn't just about, there's definitely a theme.
Okay.
That theme is around navigating change and designing your life in line with a purpose.
Okay.
So I don't just have like, it has to be something in line with that theme, like I wouldn't just have a random guest.
Well, I feel honored.
Oh, there you go.
Let's talk about navigating change, but
we have been really, in a way, yeah.
Yeah, being a misfit and pursuing something greater.
Not following down the beaten, going off the beaten path, finding your way, leveraging your creativity.
Exactly.
Like finding ways to continue to grow and develop yourself. You've, like, I know we didn't talk about it this podcast, but in our first podcast that we went into more detail about your family story.
Yeah.
Which is super interesting.
Yeah.
So it is, there is a theme here.
True.
But because my whole thing is around connecting people to their purpose and designing systems that support, fulfillment, health and happiness. So it's like, it's one thing to be making money, but it's like, are you burning yourself to the ground to be doing that? Are you, what does your life look like outside of that? Are you happy? Do you have friends? Do you have family? Do you have network? Do you have, like, how's your body? Are you healthy? Are you eating well? Are you, enjoying life?
There's so much more.
There's so much more. And like, I have this client, Graham. Actually, I just released an episode with him this week. He's got a business in Botswana, in Africa. He does, restaurants, chains of restaurants. And hospitality is one of these industries where people work 16, 17-hour days, like crazy days.
Okay.
And when you're a restaurateur, like, I think especially in Africa, there's not a lot of, like, it's harder to find skilled labor to run a restaurant at the level that Graham operates in somewhere like Botswana than it would be in somewhere like Sydney, where we have a lot of fine dining and a lot of this kind of stuff. So he's completely, he's tied to that business. So what I like about this idea that you're talking about there and why it's so interesting, it's because you're creating something that is not only a business, but it allows you to have freedom and to actually create a lifestyle or a life that you love to live, where you can actually, you can learn about some other stuff. It gives you space to do some other things.
100%. It gives you location freedom. Rather than having a brick and mortar business, being able to have the flexibility of running a business online allows you to travel, allows you to work from anywhere and meet like-minded people, and end up putting you in situations where you learn more about scaling, and the opportunities that exist on the internet are crazy. And yeah, not committing to.
What's your next thing though? Because you got like, what about your school? Are you actually going to do this thing?
I think either if it's Skool or if it's a Telegram group or if it's some Discord group.
Community?
A community.
And how is this tying with a funnel? ClickFunnels?
It ties in with affiliate marketing simply by teaching people. It's like the inner circle of direct access to like-minded people, which I didn't have. I didn't have like a live community of people that were kind of on the same journey, learning from a main mentor. But just a community of people that I'm teaching. Like, you can only get so much from a YouTube video or an Instagram reel or a newsletter. Like, it's the next level of direct access to.
Are you going to teach through that thing?
Yeah.
Through Telegram?
Yeah, I would hope so.
Well, you have a weekly call or something.
Live calls, and then just dropping more exclusive content that is like only available for the community. So really not holding back, not gatekeeping.
Is it a paid Telegram group? Can you do that?
I'm not sure. It's got to be a funnel.
No, I reckon Skool. I think you should do stuff.
Probably
not to push you on my affiliate link, but like, I think we should explore it. I think we should have a look.
Okay.
Have a look at it, because I think
yeah, I don't.
Or even like there's other platforms like Circle and things like that. Because you can put your YouTube inside. Like, the way that I'm building it is that I'm building a cohort and I'm putting them inside the Skool community, and then my hope is that over time I'll keep adding stuff so that thing becomes way more valuable. This actual community, people are actually selling Skool communities now. Wow. Did I tell you about this lady that's got a community that's about raising goats and it's making $5,000?
Yeah, you did tell me that. What the hell? Yeah, there's a lot of random niches. But back to your point, you said initially you should just provide as much free value as possible.
Yeah, that's right. But I make 2 podcasts a week. Yeah. Well, most weeks. Okay. Most weeks. So I do this one, and then I've got a weekly one called the Captain's Log, which is just my reflection of the week. 3 things I learned, 5 things that went well. Cool. And it's just me sitting at my desk talking like this. That's dope. And then I want to make another channel that's me just doing more of my strategy stuff. So it's like, okay, what is purpose? What is mission? What is vision? How do these work together? What's a BHAG? Like all these kinds of videos. So they all kind of tie together. But that is my free value. Maybe I've got some free stuff inside the Skool community, but if you want to join the cohort and actually get support with your project, it's X amount, but I'm going to deliver it through the community. Okay. And then people who do the cohort, I'm thinking will get 12 months access to the community for free. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, that makes sense. And then over time, that community then is a monthly recurring revenue, because then people, after a year, if they still want to be part of the community, they can, I'll make it a nominal fee for the membership. That's what I'm thinking is the business model. But there's so many business models for Skool. Yeah, Skool sounds probably like the right move. Yeah. Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be Skool, but I just mean like, there's Circle, there's Mighty Networks, there's all these different ones. Having a close-knit community behind a barrier to entry, behind a paywall. You bring them in. You bring them into your community. Like, don't put a paywall there. Say, come in. Here's some stuff to get you started. If you want to go any further, we've got this program available for you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Did we miss anything interesting here?
I don't know. You got some affiliate link for Skool though. Do it.
I've already sent it to you.
Oh, you have. That's right.
I think I've sent it to you twice actually, not to be pushy.
Wow, she's a real affiliate. Your grandma's a ChatGPT pro. That's pretty interesting.
I told you about this, right?
Yeah, off camera.
Yeah, so I went and visited my grandma in Adelaide. I had an abscess in Bali. They tried to charge me like 20 grand to remove it, something crazy like that, between 15 and 20 grand. So I got on a plane. I went to Adelaide. My grandma lives there. I haven't seen her in like 20 years or something. And yeah, I got to spend some little bit of time with her, and she's she was a legal secretary for many, many years. And actually what's fascinating about her is that we think that all of this change with AI is like this big, scary new thing, but it doesn't faze her at all.
Really?
No, she's like, this is just another thing. It's a car, it's a TV, it's a Wi-Fi, it's an internet.
Yeah.
She's like, it's a mobile phone.
She's seen so many revolutions of different.
She's like, it's nothing. It's cool. Okay, great. Here's the new thing. And we're sitting in, she's just helping some people with their legal paperwork, get their legal paperwork together. And I'm sitting in her kitchen, and we're doing some co-working. She'd have people turn up, to get some like paperwork done.
Telling you.
She's super sharp because she doesn't stop learning, And then I turn around and she's using ChatGPT, and I'm like, or like Claude, or one of the ones, and I'm like, wait, no, you're using AI, because like, of course I'm using AI. Looking at me like I'm an idiot, a shito. Like, why wouldn't she be using it? But it gave me a lot of perspectives. It's like, this is not abnormal. And I was actually thinking about this when I went out to Tabernan and I saw the rice farmers out there. Because I'm like, they're there with a thistle, or what do you call it? Like cutting all the wheat, the rice, the rice bundles, and then got these nice little golden bundles that they're making and putting them around. And I was thinking about the tractor, and I'm like, the tractor, or like it's the farmers, tractors, it's the same thing. Yeah. When the tractor came in to farming, what were the farmers thinking? Like, oh no, or the horses, oh no, I'm gonna lose my job.
Actually hilarious. Rix is at a rice field and she's thinking, yo, have you guys heard of a tractor?
No, I'm not thinking that they should be using a tractor, but I was thinking about my grandma. I was looking at this old world practice. Like, it probably hasn't changed too much. There was a few whippersnippers around, but I'm like, then that got me thinking, oh, okay, whippersnipper, that's how they do there. How would they have done it before? And then I was thinking about tractors, and I'm like, AI is just a tractor for farmers.
Yeah. That's a great way to put it. That's an easier way of doing things. Either you adapt.
You learn to drive the tractor.
Yeah.
And become a tractor driver.
Right.
Or you
learn to use the
machine to your leave the job.
Or you let the machine take your job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was my I know you're just mentioning my grandma. I don't know, I kind of went on a bit of a tangent there, but I know we were talking about your grandparents last time, and now we're talking about mine. But tell us about yours quickly, because it's interesting. Just quickly.
I mean, my grandparents are ninjas, certified ninjas, black belts in Aikido, and raised my parents and my brother and myself on the mat in the dojo to learn Aikido. I think it's translated really well into real world application. I didn't realize it at the time, but just being aware.
Did they actually teach you Aikido?
Yeah. They forced us to show up every week for a class.
How long did you do that for?
Oh, maybe a couple years as a kid. A long enough time that taught me some good instinctual habits. At least they are now. Body awareness, 10 direction eyes, they call it. Being aware, knowing how to fall. Most people don't know how to fall. Shit happens and you're going to trip.
Yeah.
If you don't know how to fall properly, you're going to hurt yourself.
Yeah.
So they're still at it. They're running their dojo in Hawaii. And Grandpa's also does neurofeedback. So he does, with his clients, like hooks up his client's brain. He's done it with me. It's crazy. I get to see my brain waves, and he'll put on these games, and I'll control, let's say, the car, for example.
Well, like your grandparents are trying to teach you telekinesis.
Yeah, it's insane. Like I can play these video games with my brain and just like move the spaceship or the car or the jet ski, whatever I'm playing, by thinking and like moving it. And it's bizarre. And then I look at my brain waves and I'm realizing like whatever I'm looking at, I'm not quite sure. He explained it to me. Different alpha, thetas, brainwaves, seeing kind of when I get distracted or not. There's another program where he puts on a movie and I have to really focus on the movie. And if I don't focus, it pixelates. But if I focus, it becomes really sharp.
No way.
It's really crazy. There's one where
Is that for training Aikido people?
it's for training Olympic sport athletes. It's for training musicians. It's for training. When I was doing it with him as a kid, I mean, I was solving my Rubik's Cube, right? And he's like telling me that I'll get my Rubik's Cube solved time down quicker with the help of this. There's one where I look at a photo, or yeah, it's a photo. It feels like a video. And I want to imagine changing the sky and making it a sunset. And here it's happening. But then it goes back and like I lost focus because I'm like, wow, that's crazy. And then I look back and I'm like, the grass, I want it to start to sway and some flowers grow. And like there it
Does it do it?
Yeah. It's phenomenal.
How does it know that you're doing that?
Neurofeedback. It's connected to your brain. It's bizarre. It's beyond me.
Wow.
But he's a PhD and a black belt in Aikido. So he's a true baller in my book.
Wow, that's insane.
Yeah.
That is insane. It's amazing. Grandparents are amazing. Yeah, and it's I think they've seen, like I said, my grandma, they've seen a lot. There's no difference what's going on now to they've seen many revolutions like this.
Interesting. They're used to it.
It's just speeding up. This space between.
Very
just speeding up.
Yeah.
But on that note, is there anything else worth mentioning? Like how does someone want to? You're talking about your Telegram group and your things there. How do we get people involved in that? So have you got a link for that already?
Main traffic source right now, main platform
EZJ.
is EZJ Creative on
Instagram.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think that's it. I think I'm going to be launching my stuff soon, so I'll probably have the link to that in this episode.
Amazing.
Yeah, very cool. Ethan, just before we kind of wrap up here, can you tell us, just like in your own words, if there was somebody out there that was you like a couple of years earlier, a young person wanting to get into something like affiliate marketing, or maybe they haven't even realized that was a thing yet, want to make a passive income. Oh, it's not passive though, is it? Yes.
You reap the fruits of your labor after you put in.
You got to put in some time. Okay.
Nothing's get rich quick.
Okay, but if someone wants to build a system to generate some income, what would you say to them?
To all those young hustlers, to all those young savages, I mean, keep with it and stay consistent. Nothing comes easy, as much as people like to flex, as much as it's maybe motivating to see the results, and you think you can achieve it in a short amount of time. No, it takes time, but commit yourself and stay consistent. And the mantra that really helped me, and it's still helping me to this day, like there's always levels. It's if they can do it, you can do it. So stay consistent, stay motivated.
So true.
Stay humble, but stay hungry.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah.
Consistency is a big one.
It's key.
That's the biggest learning for me.
You are the queen of consistency. So respect to that.
Thank you. I've been doing my best.
Yeah.
All right. Well, on that note, thank you everybody for listening to another episode of Design on Purpose. If you got this far, and I'll put all the links down below, all the ClickFunnels down below in the description, and our affiliate links.
Hell yeah.
And we will be back with another episode of Design on Purpose next week.
Cheers.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you.